I had a great weekend. I was outside Lagos, bonding with family members I hadn't seen in up to 15 years.
Wow.
And so I won't complain, but I know that half of me is sitting here this morning, but we have to work.
Yes.
So here I am.
Yes, we have to work. My weekend, it was restful. Then yesterday I was out. Then, some filming on Friday, and we are back here again to do the usual.
Okay.
How did you enjoy?
Of course, I partied on Saturday.
Why are you silent on that? Say it loud. Say it confidently.
I partied on Saturday. I was in Ijebu Mushin.
Hi.
Hey, this Ijebu. You finally went to this Ijebu.
So Ijebu is like Lagos.
I'm telling you.
Water.
It's like
Have you seen what they're doing on that road?
I know that the Shagamu Road is under heavy construction.
Yeah, but from Shagamu up to Iperu Junction. Beautiful. Street lights working, but
really?
Further,
there is work in progress.
Yes,
it's work in
but work in progress.
Yeah,
but by the time they're done, that place will be beautiful.
Just to corroborate what Adebimpe said, and I know that I remember that going through that road during the Ileya, I know that it's concrete. So I think Dave Umahi has his own ways of constructing roads, and I think he prefers the concrete instead of asphalt or other things. And I think for me it's a laudable one, and also for those who are familiar with the Ilesha Road, same thing is going on.
Construction.
Dualization of that road, and it's also concrete. So I think, so again, for some people, until you probably leave your comfort zone and you go to other places, you just might not know how much this administration is doing in terms of road construction and road rehabilitation. In fact, all the way to Akure, the road has been dualized. Wow. And it's a whole lot of work that is ongoing at the moment. So at least if for nothing, kudos to the administration, a lot of infrastructure work going, and especially for those who also travel north. I mean, if you have information, share with us and let us know. It's okay when people are doing something nice, you say they are. And of course, if they are doing otherwise, we also call them out, and say they're not doing well. But I think in terms of road construction, Dave Umahi has his work cut out for him, and I think he's doing it really, really well. So I just wanted to add to the road construction that you raised earlier on.
It's a good one coming from the federal.
Joy hasn't said anything about her weekend.
So I also went for a party on Saturday, and children are back. Summer class started.
So not waking up early again for them to go to school.
Yeah, but I started school runs again.
Okay.
School runs.
Well, it's a good one, like Abimbola said about David Umahi. That shows prudency, because concrete will sure last more for like 100 or 50 years, and that will afford the government of the day the ability to save more money to channel into some other sectors of the economy. But just like I did say on Friday here too, I think Public Works Corporation of Lagos State is also doing the needful, patching all the potholes in Lagos State. Earlier, we had called them out on this particular show, but I'm beginning to see signs that the agency is up and alive to its responsibility of fixing potholes in Lagos State. So, like Bimbola said, we'll call you out when you're not doing the needful, and then when you're doing good, we also commend you on the show.
Also good, this morning I saw PSP packing wastes. I'd not seen that in a long time. Along the median towards the junction of Wemco Road, they were, removing the waste there.
So
I read the report.
When they do, I think we also just need to appeal to Lagos residents not to again, because please just give us an update by tomorrow. Okay. Because I'm sure
by tomorrow
that place will be packed
full again.
We need to run according to the producer. Joy, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say that the Loma boss already said that we'll stop seeing this dump heap refuse on the roads.
On the roads and the
maybe
median.
That's why.
Okay.
All right, let's run this morning. I probably will have to make a news point really short. Ajibola, let's start with you.
All right, we are starting with a friend of Adebimpe this morning. Fake agency scandal, controversial DG fights back, fingers more NDAs. The self-acclaimed DG of the controversial Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, Adeni Adeyemi, has pushed back against allegations that it single-handedly created the disputed agency, alleging that several ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government processed, recognized, or interacted with the council. Adeyemi, who is in police custody, made the claims in a statement on Sunday through his legal defense team, signed by Festus Aiwe, while also demanding to appear before the House of Reps ad hoc committee investigating the council. The legal team argued that its client should be allowed to testify before the committee chaired by Yusuf Gadi, warning that any report produced without hearing from him will violate his constitutional right to fair hearing. We formally request that the panel issue the necessary administrative clearance to allow our client, Prince Adeyemi Matthew, to appear in person and testify. Any investigative outcome or final legislative report produced without affording our client a direct hearing will be fundamentally flawed, incomplete, and a breach of the constitutional right to fair hearing. The statement read, Adeyemi's lawyer rejected what they described as an attempt to portray their client as an isolated mastermind impostor who fabricated a government agency without institutional backing. According to the statement, the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation acknowledged documents relating to the Council and facilitated office allocation within the Federal Secretariat in Abuja. So here it is. We know that members of the Green Chamber of the National Assembly have been questioning some MDAs. Even the head of service was questioned last week, as well as the DG of the Budget Office regarding this fake agency and some of the allegations raised by the fake DG. So his lawyer, Festus Aigbe, is hereby saying that in the spirit of fair hearing, Adeniyi should also appear before the Green Chamber Committee on this particular issue so that he can also testify and, of course, give them some documents to work with so that at the end of the day, it will be clear to Nigerians that everything was fair and transparent.
Well, is he saying that if he's going down, then others
he won't
will
go down alone.
Go down with him? I mean, it's fair and square. We know that if he had perpetrated this, he could not have done it alone. Definitely, there would have been people who helped him all the way. But this thing of fair hearing, I mean, he's been invited. Remember the first time he was invited, he said he was fearing for his life. Remember we talked about it here until the police arrested him. So if it's within the police custody, anybody who needs him should ask for him, and then they'll escort him there, and he can have his day before the lawmakers.
And even the committee chairman had requested that the IGP...
in 48 hours, or how many hours?
But if this matter is already in court, why should the House of Reps now having a separate investigation or want to have...
well,
contact with him?
Theirs is not an investigation.
What do they want to do?
Theirs is, what do they call it?
The one for the House?
Yes, it's
you know, they will question
routine,
you,
whatever.
probe.
So theirs is not a court, but I think they also have a constitutional right to do what it is they are doing. Because you know it was a budget thing that actually brought all this out. So they have an oversight over that. So it's a long thing anyway. It is a long thing. Right, let's take the second story this morning. Federal government bars ministries from awarding unfunded contracts. Now, the federal government has served ministries, departments, and agencies from awarding contracts or entering into any financial engagement without first securing the required budgetary approval and cash backing in a move aimed at tightening fiscal discipline and averting compliance with procurement laws. The directive was contained in a federal Treasury circular dated July 31, 2026 and signed by the Assistant General of the Federation, Accountant General of the Federation, Dr. Shamsuddin Ogunjimi. The circular, obtained by the Punch correspondent, was addressed to key government officials, including ministers, permanent secretaries, heads of extra-ministerial departments and agencies. According to the Accountant General of the Federation, fresh operational guidelines became necessary following widespread violation of the Public Procurement Act 2027 and other financial regulations governing public expenditure. I'll leave it here. This is not the first time the federal government will be doing this. Of course, but it's been recurring and laws have been broken. And I guess aftermath of this is what we're saying with this particular agency that was created, and now the man is saying he wasn't alone. So the government is trying to tighten all loopholes to ensure that all all T's are crossed and I's dotted. But like I said, it's a long thing. It just means that things have been going on, and perhaps the people who should do the due diligence or who should do their work properly have lagged behind or have just closed their eyes to certain things. So now that this is done, like I said, it's not the first time. Will it be the last time? Only time will tell.
Indeed, this will not be the last time. Of course, I love the path that the government of the day is showing this time around, because we must account for every kobo, every spendings of government. And if some projects are not being funded and there are budgets allocated to them, and at the end of the day, we see that monies are being moved from one place to the other without those projects being executed, then what's the essence if you're not going to make impact with the taxpayers' money? So it's a good one, like you rightly said, and I feel that the government should actually take this one seriously this time around, so that we won't have a repeat of what they experienced this year in 2027.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and we're beginning to see the shortfall in the health sector. Despite billions spent, over 6,500 PHCs.
How many billions?
Still, just billions.
Okay.
Despite billions spent, over 6,500 PHCs still non-functional. In spite of years of federal and state government investments running into billions of naira to revitalize Nigeria's primary health care system, at least 6,516 primary health care centers across the country remain non-functional, exposing millions of Nigerians, particularly those in rural communities, to limited access to basic medical services. An analysis of data obtained from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency shows that Katsina and Osun states account for the highest number of inactive facilities, while findings indicate that the crisis is even deeper in conflict-ravaged Borno, where hundreds of PHCs destroyed by insurgency are yet to be rebuilt. The report also reveals that beyond dilapidated infrastructure, chronic shortages of health workers, insecurity, poor funding, and weak maintenance continue to undermine years of revitalization efforts. We have the data. It's all written here. However, separate findings by this medium revealed that the situation in Borno may be significantly worse than reflected on the national dashboard. While the NHPCDA dashboard lists 159 non-functional PHCs in the state, the Director of Community and Family Health at the Borno State Primary Healthcare Development Board, Dr. Mala Wahab, disclosed that 358 primary healthcare facilities remain destroyed after more than a decade of Boko Haram insurgency. So aside from siphoning funds, they also have the issue of insurgency. And yeah, if you read further, you also have issues of brain drain, a shortage of health workers. So it's, when you don't leave Lagos, as Abimbola said earlier, you think everything is fine.
Absolutely.
Everywhere. So
absolutely. All right, Joy, let's take your story.
Okay. Network. Lagos signs blood screening deal targets safer transfusions. The Lagos State government has entered a 5-year concession agreement to standardize blood screening across public hospitals, following concerns over uneven screening capacity, inconsistent equipment, discordant test results, and weak traceability within the state's blood transfusion system. The agreement signed last week between the state government and the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, an approved private concessionaries, is designed to establish a uniform technology-driven system for screening and certifying blood before it is used for transfusion. The agreement was formally executed by the representatives of the Lagos State Ministry of Health, the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service. The screening program is expected to strengthen the detection of transfusion transmissible infections, including HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, syphilis, while improving quality assurance, accountability, and traceability across public health facilities. But that's basically the thrust of the story. And according to the Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, he said blood is a liquid organ, and its use in medical care required a level of oversight comparable to other critical interventions because errors in screening could directly affect patients' survival. And that's it. Lives have been lost due to some of the issues that could occur from blood transfusion. And it's a good thing that the state government is paying more attention to this area.
Right. Well, I mean, that story is, explanatory, and it just shows that in Lagos, we're very particular about all sectors of the economy. And that is part of what the Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Health and the Blood Transfusion Committee, are doing. We need to wrap up this segment of the program now, and unfortunately, we will not be able to take a hashtag for today. We'll take a quick break. The conversation returns shortly.